I think it all kind of just boils down to communication, not in a style way, but just laying down what the meaning is. Like how I shared the example of my friend, was telling me a snapshot of her household and how she's, preparing her kids for certain things, and this is why she needs to be there. So every definition, like friend, how I define friends, it may be different from your definition or someone else's definition. So I think it all just kind of plays out to communicating what stuff means to you, or your perception of it, and what you're trying to, pursue or aspire to be of it. And I don't think
Definitely.
people are really like defining it within themselves and then kind of just articulating it to whoever that person is. I think that's
Yeah.
what the top priority is, maybe for a lot of people, not for everyone, but I definitely think it's that. I think it's also just social media and just texting and the phone in general, where people are just so content with just say, oh yeah, I talked to them, and I'm just like, how did you talk, over the phone or did you text them? And they're like, oh, I just text them, I just shoot them a text message. And I'm just like, that's not really talking to them. You're not
Yeah.
getting the
Yeah.
mood, you're not getting anything from it. You're just looking at a screen and just not evoking any emotion behind it. Like, that person could feel a way. That's probably why they come in the room looking like this, because they didn't want to have that discussion over a text message. Whether if you called them, it would have been a different story. But I think it all just kind of relates on the essence of communicating what stuff means, and then expressing it or exchanging it with the other person.
Yeah, I agree. I'm amazed at how many stories I hear of people like breaking up over text. Like that's such a common thing now. It blows my mind that people have these hardcore conversations via WhatsApp. It just blows my mind. Like
Yeah, that's
I'm
why I'm
so
like very forthcoming. I just exchanged my number with someone last month. I
okay.
went to an event and the girl was just like, "Hey, girl," so we're just chit chatting at the
Yeah,
bar. She's like, "You seem really cool. I want to exchange numbers." And I'm like, "Okay, but how do you talk to how do you talk to your friends? Do you text them or do you call them?" She's
yeah,
like, "Oh, that's a weird answer. That's a weird question to ask." And I'm just like, "No, it's not.
yeah.
It's an appropriate question."
Right,
She's just
right,
like, "Oh,
right,
I do both," but I was like, "But what is your preferred one?" She's like, "Oh,
right,
I'd rather just text." And I'm just like,
right.
"That's not gonna really work with me, and I'm not really interested in building a rapport with someone who's just gonna be my friend via text message. If that's the case, then I'll just stick to social media." She kind of just
Yeah,
looked at me puzzled and was just like amazed, and I'm just like, that's not how you build a friendship. And we had to go back because it was like a speed dating type of thing.
hmm,
And when that event was over, she kind of was like, I thought about what you were saying. And she was just like, that's probably why my friendships are like crumbling, because we're not really like talking. We're like texting. And I'm
right.
just like, yeah, that's why when you asked me that question, you said, you rebutted me with, oh, that's a weird question. No, it's not. It's a logic
Right,
question.
right.
And maybe it's made you think about your current ones. But yeah, no, I'm like very straight up. I don't want to waste my time. So I just, if you don't like my questioning, I know I kind of make sure I don't say rudely or anything, but yeah, no, a lot of people break up via text message with their friends, or they curse them out, and I'm just like, girl, I'm not, no, I'm not, you're not
It's
talking to me like this
it,
via text
yeah,
message.
yeah. It's amazing to me. I mean, really, if you think about it, it's really a question that should be asked more. How do you, what's your mode? What's your go-to? It really should be a question actually that should be asked more and not less, I think.
Yeah, I am just not. I think my last text messages were my parents wishing me a happy New Year's. But before that, I
Yeah.
think my last one was like a client. Yeah, I don't get text messages like that. People, I can hand you my phone and you can like see, like, I don't text like that. Like, texting is just not. I've always been like this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, it definitely makes me think. Sure. So, yep. I prefer person to person. I just always
Yes.
prefer. I just always prefer. I was super impressed when you said you and your friend got together. Maybe there were some hard topics you had to talk about. Maybe it was fun. Maybe whatever it was, whatever life, full life encompassed, you were looking at each other in the eyes, and I
Yeah.
just prefer that.
Yeah, we that particular friend, we always have like our girls night out like once a quarter. I met her with kids. I met her with two, she was on kid number two and they were little. So
Hmm.
I've always known her as a mom, but now they're like they're she said, as she said, in their impressionable years. But yeah, we would have like our girls night out once a quarter. That was enough for me because I'm not really a friend that you need to talk to every day, every
Yeah.
week and stuff like that. So we would meet up once a quarter at a restaurant or at a spa or whatever the case may be, and we would have like 4 hours to ourselves.
Yeah.
And her husband will let her go. He'll know, oh, you're with MiKARA. Oh, okay, it's MiKARA. We know MiKARA.
Yeah.
And we would just have those conversations where we're
Yeah.
just being girls and we're just, just having like all types of conversations. We're able to have those conversations. I know one of them I thought was going to be ugly, which it wasn't, because she's more of the religious type of girl. Like she goes to church.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't like the business of church, but I do believe
Okay.
in God.
Hmm.
So there's just certain things that I do not like that certain religious people do. And we were able to kind of just have discussion. I think something happened and we were just having a discussion. I thought it was going to be an ugly conversation due to, my view of the church and how she's like, how she goes. But it was just an honest conversation. She resonated. She understood, why my views were and my backstory of why I'm just like, I'll go to church for special occasions, but I just kind of just side eye like how the religious people kind of just look upon you if you do a certain thing, and majority of them, they've
Hmm.
done it as well. But now that they're saved by Jesus, like it's like a shield and a covet, and they look down at you, and I just don't like that. But we were just able to have like an honest conversation, and she just kind of understood where my views were, but I wasn't downing them. I just said I just don't like the business of religion and church. That's it. Like I'll go. I believe in God. I pray. I talk to him. I thank him, but I just don't like the business. But yeah, that conversation was yeah, it was like refreshing. I was just like, "Oh, I thought this was going to be like a bad
Right. Right.
take." She was just like, "No, I understood." Like I'm like, "Yeah, this was a great discussion."
Yeah. That's how mature adults handle
Yes.
things. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. That's great.
Yes.